I don't want life for Christmas. There is just a thing I need. I don't care about the presents and the little Christmas tree. I just want you for my own, more than you could ever know. Make my wish come true. All I want for Christmas.
Shut the fuck up and listen to me!
Welcome to Hashtag Dave Speaks.
Welcome back. This is another episode of Hashtag Dave Speaks. This is part 2 of this weekend. The first one was a Q&A, and I liked it so much, I'm going to do a Q&A for this one too. So if you've listened to the previous episode, which came out yesterday, and I planned on doing actually this last night, Christmas Eve, but I got caught up with my Christmas Eve festivities so much that I just wasn't able to record this episode here. So on Christmas Day, I'm coming to you live from the most wonderful time of the year, they say. So, let's get right into it. This one's a little different. So, this is actually a comedian that I saw. She was part of the, Pass the F and Popcorn that I did with 12 guests. Her name is Raylene Teskoski. Teskoski. That's my guess. I really butchered that. I'm almost positive. She sells sex toys and does sex toy parties and stuff like that. So you can check her out at www.pureromancebyraylene.com. That's Raylene, Raylene. So pureromancebyraylene.com. Go check that out. And her question is,
why couldn't Kelly eat the baked ziti?
Why couldn't Kelly eat the baked ziti? I don't know who Kelly is. I don't know whose baked ziti it is. But my guess would be that Kelly is on a carb-free diet. And she's one of those snooty, oh, I'm on the Atkins diet, even though it's Christmas and I showed up to this dinner party. I'm just going to sit here and talk about how much your diet's killing you, and I'm healthy. So, Raylene, thank you for participating. Go check out, very, very funny, by the way, Raylene. She's hilarious. Go check out her website, pureromancebyraylene.com. And, get yourself some stuff. Some pretty cool stuff. So that's pretty neat. Here's another one. We'll do another audio one here. Let's check this out.
Hi, Dave. This is Gina from Korea. Just wondering who your top 3 prospects are to win the Royal Rumble this year. Bye.
Ooh, top three prospects to win the Royal Rumble this year. If it's Roman Reigns, I'm probably going to blow my brains out. So, that's one. In sense, that's kind of the trend of wrestling, is where I just want to blow my fucking brains out. It'll probably be Roman Reigns. He's got the Intercontinental title right now. I don't know. I mean, we're a month away from that and 4 months away from Mania, so anything could happen in the meantime. I would say Roman. I think Finn Balor would be a good win. And they did Shane and AJ at Mania last year. AJ, I'm trying to think of like a SmackDown. I mean, it would be great if it was Sami Zayn. He deserves a push. But I just don't think he's there yet. Oh boy. Let's see. Someone on SmackDown. I think Finn Balor, Roman Reigns, and yeah, let's go Sami Zayn. Let's try Sami Zayn out. That would be my 3. That would be Zayn and AJ. It'd probably be actually a really well worked out match, but yeah. So that's what I would say. My three top prospects: Sami Zayn, Finn Balor, and Roman Reigns. See, we got a couple questions that were sent in text form. One by Aaron Holiday, which you hear on this network all the time. The host of WECP. He's also 1/3 of the Nerds. He asked me, who's my favorite rapper and why? Eminem's my all-time favorite rapper, historically speaking. And this Dave Speaks actually was going to be an Eminem album review, but I just didn't know how to turn that into a 30-minute thing because that's not what I do. Like, I don't do music reviews. So I didn't know how to do 30 minutes to an hour on the Eminem album, which I really, really like, by the way. Joe and I disagree a lot on this. I think it's a really, really well-done album. I will concede a few points to Joe, though. All of the hooks that he does by himself without a singer performing them are not good. Not good at all. I do like Offended, where it's like, ain't nobody like me, everybody hates me, whatever. Like, that one is actually catchy. It's childish. But there's a part of Eminem, like the Slim Shady thing, that he is childish. And it fits. I think the album's really well written. You know, you go from Walk on Water to Believe. Those two songs overlap. And Walk on Water, he's saying, like, I can't follow up. I can't be better than I was in your eyes. And then Believe, the very next song, which the lyrics actually bleed right into each other. Believe is him saying, even though I'm admitting I'm not going to be better in your eyes, don't try me. Like, you still, like, do you still believe? Like, he's still that guy. And then Castle and A Rose are just two best written songs I've heard in a real long time from any album, any artist. It makes one great long song, but the fact that it's 2 tracks on there and they kind of bleed into each other story-wise is just really awesome. I really like the album. There's some songs for sure that he could cut off of that album and it would still be great, but I like it. It was, for me, it's Joe and I were talking about, there's a couple people that listen to music, or there's 2 different ways to listen to music. There's people that listen to music sonically, and they'll tell you Notorious B.I.G. is like the best rapper ever because he's so smooth. Everything he did has so much grace, you know. And a guy like Eminem is not he's not a sonic rapper. He's a lyricist, a technical writer. And lyrically speaking, I think this is one of Eminem's best albums. This is one of his best pieces of work from a writing-only standpoint, which I'm really, really into. So Eminem's my all-time favorite rapper. I'm really riding the Joyner Lucas wave right now, though, too. I think he's a really, really good rapper. He's as creative of a conceptual rapper as I've heard in a long time, and probably since Eminem, where I think, like, song for song, each thing has so many different meanings and so many. It's just Joyner Lucas. If you're not listening to Joyner Lucas, you're really missing out. Carla Adrian sent in a question. She's a recent developed friendship of mine. She's a big time content creator. She tries to, she's got a lot of things going on. She does a lot of work with social media management and growth. And she has like just a ton of followers on different outlets. She does a really good job with social media growth. And, we've discussed a lot about, trying to incorporate what we do with what she does and try to figure something out together. But she asked me, what advice would you give people who are thinking about starting a podcast? Well, the Dave Speaks, the previous, scheduled episode, not this week, but the one that was actually 4 weeks ago now, that I would give them that podcast. It's don't be scared to ask for anything. You can't be scared of what anyone says. Work harder than everyone you know. Stick to a schedule. That's what I think is really important. Yeah, I guess that'd be about it. I mean, it's just everyone wants to do a podcast because it seems easy. Like, oh yeah, you just plug a mic in, you could talk, you do whatever. And then like when you don't have ideas, or you've already talked about what you wanted to talk about, it's tough to keep doing a podcast. So choose something that you're really, really, really passionate about, or something that you really, really like, something you really, really enjoy doing. Because doing a podcast on a schedule is tough to do because it's like you may not have all your energy focused in on that one thing at the time. So that can be tough. Aaron also asks me a couple rounds of Marry, Fuck, Kill, which I love. Obviously he asked the Marry, Fuck, Kills to Michael Holly, Rich Keefe on the Boston Sports Nerds podcast, which is awesome. So the first one is Marry, Fuck, Kill. 3 guys from the network: Aaron Holiday, Jerry Flynn, and Joe from the B.S. Nerds. Jerry Flynn is Aaron's co-host on WCP, for those that don't already know. Marry, Fuck, Kill. Aaron, Jerry, Joe. Oh, this is tough. I would fuck Aaron just because there's so much inside jokes about that we have that me and him are intimate together anyway. That there's so many things about that it's just I guess I would add some credence to the jokes. So I'd fuck Aaron. Man. Jerry seems like a guy that needs some structure sometimes. Not structure, but I think the better structure that he's around helps him. And I think he thrives in situations like that, like where he has someone that really cares about what they're doing. And I think that he's excitable. So I would probably marry Jerry and just be his rock. Like, be someone that he can count on to pick him up when he needs it. I'd probably marry Jerry. And yeah, I would kill Joe. I would kill Joe because I'm probably going to lose a couple bets to Joe. And I'm in enough debt. So just kill Joe off. Those debts are gone. Sorry. Yeah, Joe's dead. That's how that goes. Next question is Marry, Fuck, Kill. Tom Brady, Julian Edelman, and Bill Belichick. Whew. Kill Julian Edelman. Because I have a man crush on Tom Brady, the way that Julian Edelman has a man crush on Tom Brady. Julian Edelman right now serves as a higher level of competition to me, to Tom Brady. So I've got to kill Julian Edelman off. I'd fuck Tom Brady, and I'd marry Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick's always a big picture guy, always thinking about the future, long-term goals. It's a guy I'd be proud to be wed. So, yeah, I'm gonna go with that. I think that's the one. Let's check out another audio question here. This is Dave Sheehan, very, very funny comedian from the New England area. Let's check out his question.
Hi, Dave. This is Dave. Not you, different Dave. That would just be weird, unless I'm you from another dimension or calling from the future. But I guess you're going to have to wait and see if that's the case. Anyhow, it being the Christmas season, been thinking a little bit about the past and how when I was a kid I used to leave cookies and milk for Santa, like I think a lot of kids used to do back in those days. My question for you guys is, do you think that tradition is kind of dying out now as today's kids who are being raised by staunch hipsters, do they have to leave, like, gluten-free digestive biscuits? And in case Santa has a lactose allergy and can't leave milk anymore, do you have to leave, like, kombucha and kale smoothies? Do you think the simple, peaceful, innocent act of leaving stuff for Santa has also been tarnished?
Yeah. Actually, what's funny is I found this question to be really funny. I played it for my girlfriend, and she says she actually knows people that do that, like, because they just don't have milk in their house. So they're like, oh, well, you got to leave them, whatever. Like you said, kombucha or whatever, and it's just unreal. An unreal thought process. But I mean, to each his own. I view religion as Santa is obviously he has religious ties, but I don't think most people think like, I don't know, maybe this is just a me thing. I don't know, maybe I'm in the minority. But like, I don't think of Santa Claus as a Christian Catholic, like holiday, like Christmas is, but I don't view Santa Claus. I know Saint Nicholas and yada yada, I know the whole story. But I just don't think, when I think of Santa Claus, I don't think about religion. But, since different religions don't celebrate Christmas, then there would be no need for Santa Claus. So I guess there is more religious ties there. So, and to me, religion is such a choice. Like, it's such a, like, I choose to believe in this thing, or I don't believe in this thing, or whatever, that I don't have a problem with Santa being phased out by thought processes, because Santa was only accepted based on a thought process. So to me, that's fine. But it is weird to think about, like, just the very simple, fickle innocence of, yeah, you're here. They celebrate Christmas a lot here. A lot of people celebrate Christmas here. And we do this stupid thing where we leave milk and cookies out for this fucking guy or whatever. And now it's like, it's not even a religious-based reasoning to not do so. It's just like, oh, it's just a different thought process about a total different thing. And now that impedes upon the kids' fun with something that they might believe in Santa, but they're not going to believe in Santa the way that we did because of their parents' diet. So yeah, that is kind of a weird thing. I guess, like, in a vacuum, shit, what's one thought process impacting another one? What's the matter? Because that's what happened when it started anyway. But yeah, when you really kind of cut down to the meat of that, it is kind of weird. Like, your parents' diet has to do with what Santa Claus is pretty, renowned worldwide for. So yeah, that's a good question though. I like that question. Another friend of mine recently developed a friendship. Go on Instagram, follow her. She's a Patriots fan. She's a beautiful woman. Her name is Rican her name is at Rican_goddess. 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 Very beautiful woman. Very sweet woman. She's just amazing. We've had a lot of conversations over the past week or so, and she's been just pleasant to work with. And we were talking about some promotional opportunities, for our network with, using the social media following that she has. She has a really good engagement of fans and people that follow. And, as we got to talking, she says, I've always wanted to do a podcast or whatever. And she's got a great story, and she has a really, really good concept for a show. And I think that once there gets to be some meat on those bones, that's something I think that we definitely would want to add to our network. A little diverse programming, very, very serious topic. And I think she could help a lot of people with what she wants to do. So I look forward to working with Rican_Goddess a lot coming up. And she asked me what made me start wanting to do a podcast. How did podcasting become a thing in my life? Which is pretty interesting question, because my entire life, people have always told me, you need to be in sports radio. You need to be in sports radio. You need to be in sports radio. You have a great radio voice. Some people would say I have a great radio face. That's neither here nor there. But they say you got a great voice. You got a great voice. And you just know so much sports. And believe me, 10 years ago, I'm a shell of who I was, sports fan wise. When I didn't have a job where I worked 50 hours a week at, and I didn't have a girlfriend that I lived with, and I didn't have relationships and responsibilities, I just consumed sports so fucking much that I knew everything. Like, I mean, you could ask me, hey, what did so-and-so hit last night on a team that I don't even fucking care? Like, what did the Astros hit last night? Oh, as a team, they bet at 457, and they had 3 guys go 3 for 4 or whatever. Stupid stuff I never even really needed to know, but that was the kind of stuff that I was into. So everyone's like, oh my God, this guy's like Rain Man. You got to get into sports. You got to do sports broadcasting, some sort of sports journalism. So I started a YouTube channel a couple of years too late. That's as I started working more and more, and I became more of an adult. Did a YouTube channel that didn't really go the way I wanted it to. I also didn't stick with it. Everything takes time, and that's one thing I've learned. I guess dating back to that other question was some advice I would give. It takes time. It doesn't happen instantly. And it can. But for me, it hasn't, so I'm going to assume that it doesn't. No, it's a lot of work. You got to stick to it. I didn't stick with the YouTube idea. It wasn't going the way I wanted. It wasn't as interactive as I wanted. I was like, this is dumb. This doesn't work. So then I started doing, like, Facebook posts, like as if it was some sort of... I would try to do posts sort of like Sports Illustrated magazine, kind of like a shortened version. Like, I'd put a whole post up. This is what I think about this. What do you think? And it was sort of like a Bleacher Report, just on my Facebook. But it wasn't like full written articles. And then I got into podcasting. And, a buddy of mine says, hey, we should do an internet radio show. I've heard of these things or whatever. So yeah, this is years ago. And I'm like, yeah, we can work it out. So we figure out the logistics of it. He was in South Carolina. I was in Connecticut. We wanted to do it over the phone, because that was the only way we knew how to capture the sound at the time. And it was just like, without going and buying a whole bunch of equipment or whatever. So we did that. We did about 20 episodes of that weekly, missed a couple weeks. So we probably did that for about 7 months or so. And that was a great show. That was a really good show. And he went off to go to law school in Michigan, and my life was just getting busier and busier. And, we weren't able to keep that program going, unfortunately. But that was a really good show. It's called Neighborhood Sports Talk. Anyone that knows me, you may have listened to it. It's a great debate show, a lot of arguing, it was a just really good, well-structured show. I think I always rave about the format of that show, because it just was really well done. Especially for 2 guys that had no idea what we were doing. And then, I wasn't doing anything for a while, and I was telling my girlfriend, like, man, I really want to get back into podcasting, and I don't know, I just feel like there's this thing, like I have this job to do that I'm not doing, and I really want to start doing it, and yada yada. So I meet Aaron, and he's telling me, oh yeah, me and my buddy Jerry always wanted to do a podcast. So that's funny. I used to do a podcast. I said, yeah. Do you want to do a podcast? I said, yes, I do. So we did. We did one night. It was more about wrestling. John, my good friend John, came by, and we just yapped it up for a while. And it was just fun, a lot of fun. And then I turned to Aaron, I'm like, hey, what do you think about, like, John wasn't sold on the, like, every week thing. He's got a lot going on in his life. So Aaron and I were like, hey, what do you think about doing every week? Yeah, okay, I can commit. Can you? Yeah, okay, that's the thing. Make the commitment. And we did. And then it just took off from there. So, I mean, the idea came from people telling me basically like, oh, your calling is this. Like, you're really, really talented. You're really, really talented at this. You have a great voice. You have all this information. You need to do that with yourself. And I'm really stubborn. And I'm like, I'm not going to pay some school to tell me what to do that I can learn on my own. I can research this. I can learn it on my own. They're not going to tell me anything. Like a dope, like a dummy. I'm sure I could have learned a million things from the Connecticut School of Broadcasting. But instead, I insisted to teach myself everything. And that's what I did. So I guess that's the story. It's not as exciting now, looking back at it. Excuse me. But yeah, I just did what people always ask me, or always told me I should do. So on Instagram, we got a question. Reverend Soupcan71 at Reverend Soupcan71. He says, coffee, Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts? Tell you neither. I fucking hate coffee. So there's that. I'm not trying to be rude. Just fucking really don't like coffee. So, neither. But I've heard Dunkin'. I'm a New England guy. You know, everyone says we run on Dunkin'. So, I would say the general conception would be consensus. That's what I'm saying. Jesus. General consensus would be Dunkin' for around here, but
okay, any question? So, what do you like better, Pizza Hut or Domino's?
Okay. Jumped right into that. Didn't mean to do that. Pizza Hut or Domino's? I used to work at Pizza Hut with this girl. This is a good friend of mine, Jessica. I'm going to say Pizza Hut is more revolutionary when it comes to the pizza. You know, stuffed crust, the little cheese ball crust now, the pizzone. I know it's a calzone, but I actually think Domino's has better pizza though, and I don't even like Domino's, but Pizza Hut did for a while. It's not fair. That's not a fair question because I ate Pizza Hut all the time because I worked there. And also, they've taken all the Pizza Huts basically out of southeastern Connecticut. Like, there's none for like an hour. And I'm definitely not driving an hour for Pizza Hut pizza. So, I'm going to go Domino's. For right now, would I rather have a Domino's or a Pizza Hut pizza? I would take a Domino's pizza. So, Domino's. Let's see what else she's got.
How about Wendy's or McDonald's?
McDonald's. Wendy's has cleaner burgers. I feel like it tastes cleaner when I'm consuming it. It feels healthier. Like, you ever eat an avocado like on bread and you're like, oh god, that was so healthy. Like, you just have that feeling. Maybe most people don't. I'm a pig. So if it's like anything not pizza or soda, I'm like, whoo, nailed it. Bunch of health going on right now. So I get that feeling a lot when I don't eat pizza. Anything better than pizza or soda, I always feel like, whew, man, really good. I think Wendy's gives me that feeling of a tasty, like a healthier burger, but McDonald's is just so for the win, always. Like, late night, grab a burger, get some fries. They got better fries. McDonald's.
Or, oh, I know. What do you think about this whole Bitcoin thing?
Bitcoin. The trendiest, most confusing thing probably ever. I'd say this. I want some. I don't know much about it other than that. I just wish I had some because they're worth a ton of money. I don't even know how you cash it out. I don't fucking get it, but I want to get my hands on it somehow, even if it's digitally. I want to get my hands on it. Let's see. Let's go back to some text questions here. We got Jerry Flynn, the co-host of WCP. Cake or pie? Give me pie. I hate cake. I'm not a big cake guy. If you said cheesecake or pumpkin pie, that's an answer I wouldn't be able to bring myself to. But just as a whole, give me apple pie, give me pumpkin pie, give me shepherd's pie. Whatever. That's what I want. I want pie. Don't like cake, really, except for cheesecake. Chad Dizzle Davis from Pass the F and Popcorn. Man was gracious enough to have me be on his last final live show of the year. Words last final, pretty redundant. That's on me. Chad Dizzle Davis asked me, how does a butterfly become a butterfly? It's a good question. I know it happens in that cocoon, in that cocoon, but I don't know. That's like saying how do like scrotum tadpoles become humans? Like, that's a wild thing to think about, right? Like scrotum worms, just testicular worms turn into people. So it's like that. Ooh, coworker Chase Marchand. Is water wet? No, it's not. Water is not wet. Water is not wet. Now, there's a real dialogue about if you're completely submerged in water, are you wet? And that's something that we've done hours and hours on. But what is water wet itself? No, it's not. Water is not wet. Water is not wet. Wet, the definition of wet, is to be covered or saturated by water or another liquid. Water can't be covered by water. It just becomes more water. Water is not wet. Let's see. Aaron Holiday asked me, clean shaven or bush? Either. I really don't have a super preference. I mean, right in the middle, I guess, would be ideal. I don't love clean shaven. I don't hate it. But whatever. Yeah, and whatever. In the middle, I guess. Kevin asked me, if you could crossbreed any two animals and make a new hybrid animal, what would it be? And what would you name it and why? Here we go. I would crossbreed a cricket and a giraffe. Why? Why not? And I would call it a juricket. Imagine that fucking thing. Somewhere in the middle of a cricket and a giraffe would be this long-necked, basically skin violin playing Mongol dude. That would be crazy. A North American juricket? Holy cow. That'd be nuts. Something probably, what's a giraffe? 18 feet to 25 feet tall? Maybe way more than that. I don't know. I may have just really undersold the average height of a giraffe. I'm not even positive. But just let's start it at 20 and keep bidding up. Dude, so high. And then a cricket, which is like an inch big? Dude. Crazy. I can't even start. I can. In my head, he'd be this long thing, and like, you know, whatever the crickets do, like that. There was a fucking guy, by the way, when I was at the live show, that was sitting right next to me, and I can't think of his name off the top of my head. I have his card somewhere. Really, really funny guy. They could do a cricket noise with his mouth that was so good. Go check out Pass the F and Popcorn's last post, their last episode, and you can hear him. Dude, there's cricket noises. That's not a fucking sound drop. That dude did it with his mouth. Incredible. kind of wanted to like really divulge on that and be like, hey, how do you do it? Really good. So yeah, water is not wet. The North American Jericket. I really want to, and then I want to like, kind of like off spin that animal and like like to make it Norwegian. Imagine that, like a Norwegian Jericket. Imagine that on your next Planet Earth Blu-ray series. 4K. Brown spotted, probably like 9 foot, me in the middle. 9 foot skin violin playing. Ugh. Incredible. My girlfriend asked me, if you could meet any living person for a chat over a shared dinner, who would you pick and why? I know what the good boyfriend answer is would be, you, sweetheart. I would like to take you out to dinner and have a conversation. So that would be my answer. But also, Tom Brady would be pretty neat. Like, that would be pretty cool. I'd like to talk to Tom. No, I'd really want to hang out with Eminem and just ask him so much, like, just talk about how his brain works, his vocab, everything, like, because I think he's really interesting. Derek Evan Rellerford. He's the owner and operator at the Bedroom Radio, which you may see, which is actually a wildly popular Facebook, like video vlog podcast series that he does. Asked me, will I be on the show in January? Well, if that's a cordial invite, then I would like to respectfully accept, sir. I would like to do that. Yeah, Derek, we'll figure something out. I'll message you after this. So potentially look for me on Derek Evan Rutherford's show sometime in January. Holly De La Cruz asked, do you think there will be a fake alien invasion? How do I feel about drones in the future? Holy cow. That's a lot. How do I feel about a fake alien invasion? I don't even know what that means. Hopefully not, I guess would be how I feel about it. Drones and stuff is fine. They're smaller helicopters, man. Like I don't put a lot of panic into this stuff. And like the future is going to be exactly what it's going to be. I don't put a lot of energy into things I can't control. So, I mean, that's interesting. I like having dialogue like that, though. Like, you know, if there's something we got to do, like we got to catch up and talk about why. What is it that you think about a fake alien invasion? What does that mean? Like, wouldn't it just be an alien invasion? Why are they fake aliens? Because if they're... All right, okay, here's my problem with this. If they're fake aliens, that would mean that they're humans. Because aliens is just whatever, something we don't identify, something we don't know. Like, they're real aliens. They would have to be if they were aliens, right? Am I losing my mind? I don't know. I don't know. Drones. What do you think about drones? They're helicopters. They're fucking helicopters with remote controls. They're remote controlled cars, like the ones that we used to ride around the streets as kids, that can fly. It's the future. We're in the future right now. Like back when you were born and you had a fucking remote controlled car, we're in that future. I'm actually already in the future of when I first said I'm in the future. It's not stopping. Like, it's never stopping. So yeah, stuff like that. It doesn't bother me much. But maybe it should. You know, I don't know. I'm kind of a simple guy. I just work on what I work on a lot. And then I don't pay much attention to other stuff. So, yeah, this has been your doubleheader weekend. Hashtag Dave Speaks. Making up for not having an episode 2 weeks ago. I really like the question and answer thing. I like that format a lot. It's fun. Kind of gets me thinking, and I get so many random questions and stuff. So this was really good. Tune into the Boston Sports Nerds podcast coming out this week, obviously. And now that I'm wrapping this one up, I'm going to work on releasing the 4-Star Sports Bar review, which comes out every other Monday. The Monday following Dave Speaks. So today you get a little. Today's really your triple header. You get the YouTube video 4-Star Sports Bar, you get the audio podcast of the 4-Star Sports Bar, and you get the second part of the Dave Speaks weekend. Merry Christmas, everybody. Have a happy new year. And I'll be talking to you soon. I'm out of here.